When you bring a new dog home and they immediately hide under the couch, refuse to eat, or pee on the rug, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, everyone assumes they're just shy or adjusting. But behind those weird behaviors, there is something deeply primal happening that most people completely miss. Day one is the most psychologically overwhelming experience of your dog's entire life. And if you misunderstand their actions, which almost every new owner does, you could be ignoring survival signals they are desperately trying to send you. And by the way, if your new dog exhibits behavior number 8, a silent action that 90% of owners actually mistake for good behavior, do not brush it off. We'll get into what that really means at the end, and it is a literal life or death cry for help. Let's start with what their strangest day one habits really mean. 1. Retreating to the darkest, tightest spaces. So, why does your new dog immediately wedge themselves into the darkest, tightest corner of your house? Most people assume it's simple. They're scared. They need time to warm up. End of story. But here's the thing. You bought them a massive, expensive orthopedic bed. You gave them a comfortable, open living room. If they just wanted a place to rest, they have options. So why do they bypass all of that and flatten themselves behind the toilet or under the sofa? Because the moment they walk through your door, their brain was hijacked by a 15,000-year-old instinct. A dog's olfactory system, their sense of smell, is up to 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. Their hearing captures frequencies we can't even fathom. When they step into your house, their brain is being carpet-bombed by millions of new data points. The smell of your laundry detergent, the hum of the refrigerator, the acoustic echo of the walls. Science calls this sensory overload. When your dog wedges themselves into a tight corner, they are activating the denning instinct, inherited from wolves. A tight space limits their field of vision, physically prevents any predator from attacking them from behind, and immediately cuts down the overwhelming sensory data that is currently frying their nervous system. When your dog hides, they are telling you something they can't say out loud. This world is too loud, and I need a cocoon until I know I'm not going to be eaten. The absolute best thing you can do is back away. Tugging them out to comfort them is the worst thing you can do. Respecting their physical boundaries right now is the very first brick in building absolute trust. 2. The heartbreaking hunger strike. You boiled some fresh chicken breast. It smells amazing. But your new dog just sniffs it, turns their head away, and stares blankly at the wall. Panic sets in. Are they sick? Do they hate this brand of food? The truth is, their digestive system has biologically shut down. When dropped into a completely alien environment, a dog's autonomic nervous system flips the switch to fight or flight mode. Their adrenal glands pump massive amounts of the stress hormones cortisol and adrenaline directly into their bloodstream. The law of survival in the wild is brutal. When your life is actively being threatened, it is not the time to stop for a meal. Their body automatically reroutes blood flow away from the stomach and digestive tract, pushing it directly into their heart and leg muscles so they are ready to sprint for their lives. When they refuse your food, they are saying, "I cannot eat until I know if I am the diner or the dinner." Do not try to force feed them from your hand. Just leave the bowl in a quiet corner. When night falls and the house goes completely silent, their cortisol levels will naturally drop, and their survival instinct will finally allow them to feel hunger. 3. They think you are their life raft. In complete contrast to hiding, some dogs will glue themselves to your leg. You get up to get water, they follow. You go to the bathroom, they lay right against the door. Most owners melt at this. They think, "Aw, they love me already." But behavioral psychology paints a much deeper, more profound picture. Imagine you were abducted and dropped onto an alien planet. Everything you know is gone. Suddenly, one of the giant aliens gives you a bowl of water and doesn't seem to want to hurt you. You would cling to them like a life raft. In attachment psychology, this is known as seeking a secure base. In a vast ocean of threatening, unfamiliar objects, you are the only living, breathing thing interacting with them. They aren't being clingy. They are saying, "I don't know if that loud silver box in the kitchen is going to kill me, but I know you control this place. Next to you is the safest place on Earth." It might not be deep love just yet. It's survival. And that makes it even more beautiful. They are placing their literal life in your hands. Let them follow you. Your physical presence is actively helping their racing heart rate slow down. 4. Every sniff is an emergency security sweep. Your new dog is walking laps around the living room, their nose practically vacuuming the floorboards. They sniff the door frames, the table legs, pacing like a robot, usually panting heavily. You think they're just curious? No. True curiosity is a luxury emotion that only comes when an animal feels safe. Right now, your dog is conducting a high-level security sweep. They are scent mapping. By inhaling continuously and rapidly, they are downloading a 3D data map of your home. Are there apex predators here? Where is the nearest exit? Who was in this room before me? The heavy panting while pacing isn't because they are hot. Behaviorists call this a displacement behavior, a physical mechanism to burn off explosive kinetic nervous energy caused by anxiety. Do not force them to sit still. Let that biological radar finish downloading the security data of their new territory. 5. The yawn and the turnaway. You smile, make direct eye contact, and lean forward to give your new dog a welcoming hug. Suddenly, they turn their head sharply away, flick their tongue over their nose repeatedly, or let out a massive, exaggerated yawn. You feel a sting of rejection. Do they hate me? This is an incredibly dangerous misunderstanding. In the canine world, renowned behaviorist Turid Rugas identified these actions as calming signals. Dogs are incredible diplomats. Their entire evolutionary language evolved to avoid physical conflict at all costs. To a dog, a giant human staring directly into their eyes and leaning over them is the universal posture of an attack. To stop you from attacking, the dog yawns, licks its lips, or looks away. It is the canine equivalent of waving a white flag of surrender. They are saying, "I see you coming at me, and I am highly stressed. I am small, you are big. I come in peace, please back up." Ignoring the signal and forcing a hug corners the dog psychologically, which is exactly how people get bitten on day 1. Look away, turn your side to them, and watch them physically sigh in relief. 6. Indoor accidents are not about bad manners. The shelter or the breeder swore the dog was 100% housebroken, but 3 hours into arriving at your home, they pee right on your expensive living room rug. You get angry. You want to yell or scold them. Don't. Losing bladder control on day 1 is almost never about stubbornness. First, acute stress completely takes the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that remembers training, offline. But more deeply, this is scent marking for self-soothing. When surrounded by terrifying alien smells, a panicked dog will distribute their own scent to create a tiny island of familiarity. They are saying, "This place is completely foreign and overwhelming. I need to smell myself just to know I still exist." Yelling at them right now creates a terrifying equation in their brain. New house plus this human plus going potty equals I get attacked. Just clean it up quietly with an enzyme cleaner and breathe. Patience is your best tool here. 7. They are reading your mind. You turn around and realize the dog is lying frozen in the corner, their eyes locked dead onto your every movement. They aren't blinking. Their tail isn't wagging. They aren't making a sound. It can honestly feel a little unnerving. Don't worry, they aren't plotting against you. Dogs are the absolute best creatures on the planet at reading human micro-expressions. On day 1, that intense stare is a massive data-gathering operation. They are watching the rhythm of your breathing, the tension in your shoulders, the speed of your footsteps. They are asking, who is this human? If they stand up quickly, do I need to run? When they raise their hand, does it mean food or does it mean pain? They are learning how to survive in your kingdom by studying your every move. And hey, if this makes sense to you, smash that like button and subscribe. It's the best way to help us reach more dog people who actually care about understanding their dogs on a deeper level. 8. When they shut down, listen closely. And now we arrive at behavior number 8. The sign I warned you about at the very beginning. The sign millions of people completely ignore, and the one that walks the razor-thin line between life and death. You bring the dog home. They don't bark. They don't hide. They don't pace. They just lie there, completely lethargic. They sleep constantly. Anyone can pick them up and they just go limp like a rag doll. So many owners brag on social media, "Wow, my new dog is an absolute angel. So well behaved on day 1. They just slept the whole time." Listen to me very carefully. In behavioral science, this is often an adrenaline crash combined with learned helplessness. When fear breaches a threshold the brain can no longer process, the nervous system simply decides to shut down. They aren't being good. Their nervous system has flatlined. Waking a dog out of this state abruptly can trigger a startle reflex, resulting in a severe, unconscious bite. But here is the life or death medical warning. Extreme stress obliterates a dog's immune system. Lethargy and sleeping for 24 hours straight is the ultimate biological camouflage for a severe illness. Deadly viruses like parvo or distemper often use the extreme stress of a shelter-to-home transfer to violently erupt. In the wild, a sick animal hides its illness by staying perfectly still so predators won't target them. The heartbreaking message they might be sending is, "My body is failing and I have no fight left." If that extreme lethargy is paired with a hot body temperature, shallow breathing, vomiting, or a hunger strike that bleeds into day 2, do not wait for them to warm up to you. Get them to a veterinarian immediately. Your observation here is the only thing keeping them alive. In the animal rescue world, there is a golden standard known as the 3-3-3 rule. A dog needs 3 days to detox from survival mode and realize they aren't going to be killed. They need 3 weeks to learn your routine and figure out how your house works. And it takes a full 3 months for them to finally exhale, look around and realize, "Oh, I'm safe. I'm finally home." Now I want to hear your story. What was the weirdest, funniest, or most stressful thing your dog did on their very first day home? Did they hide behind the washing machine? Did they chew up your favorite shoes? Or did they just stare at you? Tell me about it in the comments below. I read them all, and I'd love to decode what your dog was thinking. And if you want to understand another deeply misunderstood side of canine psychology, like the subtle, heartbreaking signs that your dog might not actually love you yet, that's the next video. I'll see you there.